Hello and welcome back. So today we are going to discuss few very important topics named as schedule variance, cost variance, schedule performance index, and cost performance index. Let's remember these acronyms: SV, schedule variance; CV, cost variance; SPI, schedule performance index; and CPI is cost performance index. So what are they? Now if we want to tell our management that how we are doing in the project in terms of cost and in terms of schedule, we use these formulas to calculate that where we are standing and how we are performing in our project, both in terms of schedule and in terms of cost. We use schedule variance and schedule performance index to measure the schedule performance, and cost variance and cost performance index to measure the performance in terms of cost. So let's go into the details of them of these concepts. Okay. So let's continue from the same example that we discussed in the last slide to understand AC, EV, PV, and BAC. So in our project that we have taken from the start, the current scenario of the project is, let's take the same scenario, same example. At the end of 2 months, only one house is constructed, and they have spent $3,000. Whereas as per the plan was that at the end of 2 months, 2 houses should have been constructed. Now we calculated in the last video that earned value is 1K, actual cost is 3K, and planned value is $2K. So what are they, the variances? It's just a normal understanding of the variance. Looking at this example, let's compare to our project plan. Just use any layman terminologies. At the end of 2 months, we were supposed to build 2 houses, but we only built 1 house. So how are we performing in terms of project? Yes, we are behind schedule. And what about the cost? We have only constructed 1 house, but we have spent $3,000. So we are over budget. We are doing bad in terms of cost as well in this example. Okay, so let's map them into our cost variance and performance index formulas. Okay, so what is schedule variance? Let's understand schedule variance logically in this example. Okay, we were at the end of 2 months, we were supposed to build 2 houses, but we have built only 1 house. So what is the variance here? Yes, 1 house. Again, we discussed in the last slide, 1 house doesn't say anything. We need to convert into dollar. So as per the original budget, what is the value of 1 house? Yes, $1,000. Now will this value be, because we are calculating variance, will this value be positive or negative? Yes, we are behind the schedule, so this value will be negative. So this is logical understanding of the schedule variance. It's pretty simple. So but we have to use formula in our exam to calculate schedule variance. Okay, so what is the formula? Formula is schedule variance is earned value minus planned value. Okay, so you just continue with me. At the end of slide, I will give you a trick to remember these formulas by heart. I guarantee you at the end of this video you will remember these formulas by heart and you will never forget it. That's my promise. Okay, so in this case, schedule variance is earned value is equal to 1000 minus planned value is equal to 2000. This is equal to minus $1,000. This is the schedule variance we calculated logically. So this is the schedule variance. It's as simple as this. It's very easy concept, but you only need to know the formulas. And by the end of this lecture, I will give you the trick to remember these formulas also. Okay, so let's move on to the cost variance. What is cost variance? Okay, we have earned the work of $1,000, whereas we have spent $3,000. So what is the variance here? We have spent $2,000 extra. So this is $2,000. Now again, will this be minus or positive? Yes, minus, because we developed only one house, but we spent minus $3,000, whereas as per the original plan we should have built 3 houses in $3,000. So this is minus $2,000. Again, this is logical deduction. It was easy example. We could make out just by looking at the project status report at the end of 2 months, because project example is very, very simple, just to help you understand these concepts. But in the exam we have to use formulas. So what is the formula for cost variance? Cost variance is earned value minus actual cost. So this is equal to earned value is $1,000 minus actual cost is $3,000. This is equal to $2,000. So this is same what we concluded logically by looking at our problem case. Okay, so we got here schedule variance and cost variance. In a little while I will show you in boxes what does positive negative means. So let's come to our performance indexes. Let's first understand schedule performance index. Schedule performance index is, it's using same variables but in division. We divide earned value divided by planned value. So what is the earned value here is 1 divided by 2, 1000 divided by 2000. This is equal to 0.5. So this is less than 1, right? So here we saw that if your schedule performance index is less than 1, that means we are behind schedule. Okay, similar it was the case with the variances. If it is in negative, that means we are behind schedule. Okay, and if it is positive, that means we are ahead of schedule. If in this example, had we developed 3 houses, so EV would have been 3000 in this case, and our equation will be 3 divided by 2. This is equal to 1.33, greater than 1. That means ahead of schedule. So this is telling us that what is the status of the project at this point of time. Okay, so let's come back to cost performance index. CPI in our example is again same variables, but in division, earned value divided by actual cost. When we talk about CPIs, when we are measuring cost performance index, we will use actual cost. When we are talking about schedule, we will use planned value, because planned is something related to schedule. Okay, so earned value here is 1000 and actual cost is divided by 3000. So this is equal to 0.33. Again, this is less than 1. That means we are over budget, right? So again, we are not doing good in terms of cost, right? So now again, the same rule applies here. If the CPI is less than 1, that means we are over budget. If it is exactly equal to 1, that means we are on track. And if it is greater than 1, that means we are under budget. Okay, so let's draw this in one box that will help you understand what means what. Okay, let's have these columns use schedule. Okay, let's these two boxes for ahead, and this is behind, these two boxes. And for this is cost. Okay, so this is under, this is over. Okay, so let's draw our variances and performance index in this box. So this is cost and this is schedule, right? So these two boxes will be used for under budget, under cost, and these two over budget, and these two for ahead of schedule, and these two for behind schedule. Okay, so what will be let's have our CV, CPI, SV, SPI. CV, CPI, SV, SPI. CV, CPI, SV, SPI. CV, CPI, SV, SPI. Okay, so this box shows that we are under budget. So under budget means we are doing good in terms of budget, in terms of cost. So this means CV cost variance will be positive and cost performance index will be greater than 1. Okay, and what about schedule? We are ahead of schedule, right? So ahead of schedule, again schedule variance will be positive and schedule performance index will be greater than 1. Okay, so this is a win-win case, that we are doing good in terms of cost as well, we are doing good in terms of schedule as well. Let's come here. This is over budget. This is in terms of cost, this is over budget. So what will be the cost variance here? Yes, negative, and CPI will be less than 1. But this box is showing that we are ahead of schedule. So schedule variance will be positive and SPI will be greater than 1. Okay, in this case, again, this is under budget, so cost variance will be positive. CPI will be greater than 1. What about schedule variance here? This is behind schedule. So this is schedule variance will be negative and schedule performance index will be less than 1. Now let's come here. Here we are over budget. That means cost variance will be negative and cost performance index will be less than 1. Schedule variance will be, this is behind schedule box. So schedule variance will be negative and schedule performance index will be less than 1. Right? So this box shows us that we don't want our project to be in this box. That means behind schedule and over budget. Cost variances are in negative, both variances are in negative and performance index are less than 1. We want our project to be in this box where we are under budget and ahead of schedule. Okay, so I hope you got these concepts. Now let me give you a trick to remember these formulas forever. Right. Okay. In all these formulas, make a rule of thumb that earned value will be on the left hand side. So just blindly write earned value, earned value, earned value, earned value. Okay. So now we got that earned value will be on the left hand side. Put it in your, just feed it here. Okay. In case of indexes, it will be divide. In case of indexes, it will be divide. Indexes, it will be divide. In case of variances, it will be minus. In case of variance, it will be minus. Okay. So the last thing. In case of cost, we will always use AC, actual cost. In case of cost, we will use AC, actual cost. In case of schedule, we will always use planned value because planned is something related to schedule. Okay, so SPI is PV, schedule variance is PV. This is as simple as this. Earned value on the left hand side. In case of indexes, it will be divided. In case of variances, it will be minus. In case of cost performance, in case of cost, it will be AC, and in case of schedule, it will be always planned value. So this is all about variances and performance index. This is very, very simple. Now you know the formulas as well. Let's recap it. That variances are used when we want to know the amount, that what is the variance at this point of time. Positives are good, negatives is bad, 0 is mean on track. But indexes doesn't give us the exact value, that how much we are ahead, how much we are behind. Indexes give you an indication that we are ahead or behind. So it compares as a ratio with the 1. So if you are greater than 1, that means you are doing good. If you are equal to 1, you are on track. And if you are less than 1, that means you are not doing good, you are behind. I hope you guys are absolutely clear about these concepts till now. I'll see you in the next lecture.